Hello everybody. The theme of my videos this week is going to be all about plants and growing plants. Now, I know lots of you will have planted things at home, but unfortunately when we went into lockdown, when school was closed and we all had to start staying at home to keep everybody safe, I had not got round to ordering any seeds or going to buy any seeds to plant in my garden. So I haven't got any seeds at home that I could plant, but I have got all sorts of vegetables in my kitchen and kitchen scraps that I can use to do some growing from. So I'm going to show you how you can do some growing without having any seeds at home. It's really, really easy. But I must let you into a little bit of a secret. I'm not really very good at growing things. Quite often I have a bit of a disaster, so I'm going to set them up. I'm going to do my really, really, really best to try and grow some things, and maybe you can do that at home too. And we see if between us we can grow any vegetables from our kitchen scraps. So the first type of things I'm going to grow are the really, really easy ones. So I have got, this is the bottom of some celery. So this was a big bunch of celery. And what I've done is I just cut the bottom off so that I've got this part here, and this bit will, if I put it in water, grow roots. The roots will grow out from here, and I'm hoping that I'll get some new sprouts growing from the top. So that's celery. Another thing that works just the same as that is lettuce. So I had a bunch of, it's like romaine lettuce, and I've done exactly the same. So I've cut the bottom off. I'm hoping that from this bit I'll be able to grow some roots, and from this bit up here there will be some shoots that will grow, and I'll be able to grow some lettuce. So I've got celery and lettuce. And then the final thing that works in a similar way to that is carrots. Sometimes when you get carrots, they've actually already got shoots growing from the top. Mine didn't have, but I've just cut the tops off my carrots. I've left about a sort of centimetre and a half, and I'm hoping that I'll get some sprouts growing from the top, some leaves growing from the top here, and some roots will grow from the bottom. So I'm going to have a couple of goes at carrots. So the way that you do that, you need some kind of shallow dish or a saucer, anything that you can put a little bit of water in. I've got a little shallow dish like that my carrots are going to go in, and a couple of little ramekin dishes that I'm going to put my celery and my lettuce in. And all you need to do is put a very small amount of water in the bottom, so just enough to cover the bottom of the dish. About half a centimetre will do. So I'm just going to pour in a little bit of water into the bottom of my dishes, just enough to try and encourage some roots to grow and some leaves to sprout at the top. And then I'm going to just stand my celery in, my lettuce in, and my 2 carrot tops. And what I'll need to do is, over the next few days, I'll need to monitor those, and I will need to change the water every day. So every day it's really important that you put clean water in, and that's so that it doesn't start to go all mouldy. And hopefully these will start to grow some roots and some leaves will start to sprout from the top. And maybe if I look after them well enough, I'll get to the stage where I'll be able to plant them out. So I'm going to put those later on. I'm going to put those on in a sunny place on a windowsill somewhere, and try and remember to look after them every day to change the water, and I'll let you know how I get on. So that's my first one. Now my second one is similar to that. I'm going to use water, but slightly different. This is a sweet potato. So it's quite a small sweet potato, and what I've done is I've just cut it in half. Okay. And these ones, when the roots are going to hopefully grow from the bottom here, it doesn't like to be flat on a surface. It likes to have a little bit of space underneath. So what I need to do is hold it up in the water. So I've got 2 glass jars here that I'm going to put the water in. And what I need to do is somehow suspend my sweet potato into the jar. So I've got some cocktail sticks that I've found. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push some cocktail sticks into the top of the potato like this, and then I can pop that into my glass jar, and there's plenty of space underneath for the roots to grow. So I'm going to do the same to my other sweet potato. I'm going to push in some cocktail sticks at the top and suspend it into the jar. So similar to the carrot and the celery and the lettuce, but they don't want to touch the bottom of the jar. So now I can just pour enough water in so that the water goes up and touches the bottom of the sweet potato, but the sweet potato isn't touching the bottom of the jar. And again, I'm going to leave those in a sunny place on my windowsill, and I'm going to try and remember to change the water every day, and hopefully I'll get some roots growing down underneath my sweet potato and some shoots at the top. So that's that one. Okay, and then another one that I'm going to do, which is meant to be really, really easy, so even I should be able to do this one, hopefully, is I'm going to try and grow a bit of onion. So I've got some red onion here, and when you get an onion, you quite often have some of the old roots left at the bottom. So what you need to do is to cut off a couple of centimetres of the onion where that rooty bit is at the bottom, and this one can go straight into soil. So what I've got over here, I've actually got a bag of compost, or you could just use any soil from your garden, and I'm going to get a little flower pot. It only needs to be a tiny one, and I'm going to just put some of that compost into the pot like that. And then what you do is you take your onion with the root bits facing down, and I'm just going to press that into my pot of compost like that, so that the cut bit of the onion is facing up. That's the bit that's going to have the shoots, the leaves that are going to come up. And then I'm just going to put just another little bit of compost over the top just to cover it. So not much, then push it down, and hopefully my onion will start to grow. I'll need to keep watering it. I don't want to make it too wet, but I'll need to make sure that it doesn't get dry. My potting compost is actually quite wet at the moment, but I will need to water that over the next few days and make sure that it doesn't dry out. So again, I'm going to put that with my other ones to go on a sunny place in my windowsill. Hopefully I'll be able to grow an onion plant from that. Now, I said earlier that I didn't have any seeds at home to plant, and lots of you won't either, but we can get seeds from things that we might have in our kitchen. So I've got a couple of things here that I'm going to collect seeds from. So the first one is just a pepper. So I've just cut it open so you can see inside a pepper there are all of these seeds, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect them so that I don't forget which is which. I've got a paper towel here, and I've got pepper on one side. I'm going to get some seeds from some tomatoes in a minute. We'll put tomato seeds on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully just pull the seed bit out like that, and I'm going to try and I'm going to just shake it so that I get lots of pepper seeds onto my paper towel. Now, the reason I'm putting them onto my paper towel is that before I plant them, I need to let them dry out for a few days. I don't want to plant them wet because then they might just rot in the soil. So we need to let the seeds dry out until they're dry, and then I can have a go at planting them. So I've just got, I'm going to just lift it up carefully, I've just got lots of pepper seeds on my paper towel, and I'm going to put that inside on my windowsill just for a few days for them to dry out, and later on in the week I'll show you how to plant those. And then I'm going to do the same with tomatoes. So I've just got some little cherry tomatoes here, and you can see inside there are lots and lots and lots of seeds. So I'm just going to very carefully scrape the seeds out, and again I need to let them dry out before I plant them, otherwise it could be that they will just rot in the soil. So I'm going to scrape the seeds out, try and get some of the sort of wet bit of the tomato off, the fleshy bit, and I'm going to put those onto my paper towel on my windowsill with my other plants. Let me just squeeze them out. Try not to get them mixed up with my pepper ones. So I'm going to just put those there, and after a few days they'll be nice and dry. Oops. And I'll be able to show you how to plant those seeds. I've just got a little bit mixed up with my pepper seeds there, never mind. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to put all of those things on my windowsill, And hopefully remember to change the water every day and water them and see if any roots grow and any shoots grow. In a few days time I'll show you how to plant your seeds out. So why don't you have a go, see what you've got in your kitchen, any kitchen scraps, if you're helping to prepare a meal, are there any bits of vegetable or anything with seeds in that you could collect and have a go at growing, and let's see if together we can do some lovely kitchen scrap cooking or kitchen scrap growing. Bye.